Education is the most powerful tool that you can use to change the world. That is a quote by Nelson Mandela. Our guest for today is a tutor who deals with private students. I hope you are well from where you are watching from. Welcome to Kate Ndongo Cafe. Welcome, Isaac, to Kate Ndongo Cafe.
Right.
Tell us what you do.
All right. My name is Isaac Odiwo. I love God. I am born again, apart from being a teacher. I deal with private candidates. That's the way she have just said it. Apart from that, I'm also a counselor. And it is a great thing that we are here today. And I'm giving out this one. It is something that is coming from inside. And I love it. So thank you so much, Kate, for this wonderful time. I know those people who are listening to us will really get something out of it.
So, Mr. Isaac, how did you end up deciding to deal with the private students, and who are these private students?
All right. I am a trained English literature teacher, and most of the time after we get trained, or teachers who are listening to me, our minds are always to go and teach children or other younger students. But I came to realize that there are many people who are suffering outside here. They really need education. And just the way you said that education is the key, for sure education is the key. And you realize even family where people are fighting, you get that maybe you are five siblings. Two of them went to higher and did their exam or different courses. Others, maybe they are class 8 dropouts or even from 4 or class 2, class 3. Others didn't go to school. You find there are a lot of fights. And these fights are coming because there is lack of education and reasoning. So I realized that there are many people who are suffering outside here and they didn't get that chance. Maybe because of school fees or of such. So I decided to start something that will help and assist the society and those who are in need of education, and mostly high school. You know, high school education is very important in someone's life. So I do the coaching. We register them. They do exams, KCSE. That's why they are called private candidates. And others are even doing, they are not good in grammar. Some are even from 4 dropouts, but they cannot express themselves in English. And they find themselves in platforms where they must express themselves in English. So I do English courses, and also I help them in articulations and also to have that confidence to speak before people. Yeah.
So tell us, how did you start tutoring these private students? How was your first? How did you get your first candidates? How did you start the journey?
All right. When I was still studying, I was employed with a friend. He's an evangelist called Evans Ganda. He introduced me to this, and when I was teaching these aged people, I came to love them, and I realized that these people need somebody who can understand them, and that is how I started it. So I started it being employed. I loved the students. I loved the way they were encouraging even me, and also when I was encouraging them and teaching them, they loved it so much. So this thing, it came to me in a very big way, and I decided to start my own, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
So the question is,
Yes.
why should a person consider going back to school? Because maybe someone dropped out of school, yes, but maybe they are doing good in business. They are doing life anyway. So why should a person consider going back to school?
All right. You talked about business. I had a student, because I have dealt with many types of students. Those people who are employed. Others are even working in government. Others are pastors. Others are even bishops. And the reason as to why somebody must come back or desire to go back to school, because I had a businessman one day. His business, he had around 150, and you will forgive me if you are listening to me. I'll not call your name because you are my good friend. he had like 150 people that was under him, and he realized that these people were giving him papers, so he used to sign some checks which belonged to the managers that were there and the supervisors. And a time came when he went ahead and signed his business because he was not able to read. He didn't know what he was signing. So this person was so much, he was so much down, and I told him there is hope because I used to talk to him. When he gave me papers, I realized that it was a paper that was showing he was transferring his business to other people. So education is the key, just the way you said, and it is important. Even if you are doing business, you need education to do that business, because even things to do with the calculations, things to do with the stock taking, things to do with the bookkeeping, things to do with the government things and the policies concerning the businesses, you need education. And sometimes we trust people so much and they went ahead, especially when they realize that you are not educated, they can even take advantage of you. And believe me not, people that have passed through me, you might see maybe I'm young, but I'm not young. You know, we normally say that teachers don't get old. So I've dealt with many people, and these people even today, they normally give me great testimonies, because somebody comes and tells me, since I joined your classes, the way I do business is not the same again. The profit that I'm getting, it's now even higher. So you can have money, but you need education to manage that money. And you need education to do each and everything that you're doing. Yes, Kate.
So there's someone out there, maybe they are saying that miaka yao imeenda. Maybe someone is looking at it like, maybe I'm 40 something, I'm 30 something, I'm 50 something. And then they're asking themselves, can I really go back? So can they come? What about age?
Oh, right. That's a very good question, because I've just remembered a student that I had. He joined my classes in 2017. You know, this thing I started doing it partly 2015. Now, 2017, this student joined. He's one of those people. I've dealt with people who did CPE. Remember CPE? Those are many years ago. And you can ask yourself, why is this maybe aged person want to come back to classes? Maybe you are a pastor there. You are an evangelist there. Remember, you cannot do theology, degree in theology without Form 4 certificate. Any institution cannot allow you to do that. But diploma and certificates, I know many people have it. But without the KCSE certificate, you cannot do those exams, and therefore it is good for you to come back to school. Age doesn't matter. And let me tell you, that old friend of mine, he was one of the best students. There were 14 in that class, and he was the, let me say, he was the oldest in that class. He was one of the best, because remember now, this person, his children are done with school, and therefore all his strength he is putting in that thing. And therefore, even old person, even an aged person can be able to get these subjects that we normally do them in high school, and they're just normal. The only thing that now I do, or I coach them to do, we choose 7 subjects, because remember, for you to sit for a NEC exam, KCSE, you must have a maximum of 9 subjects and a minimum of 7 subjects. But most of us, we did 8. That is, yeah. So for this wonderful group, the special group, I normally tell them to choose the minimum, which is 7 subjects. And these 7 subjects, we do them for 2 years. Now, first year, we do Form 1 and Form 2. Second year, we do Form 3 and Form 4. Then I register them. I help them to register KCSE, the normal exam. And their schools normally give us a chance. And private candidates are recognized in Kenya. And their exams is just the same with any other exam. They sit for those exams the same dates. Timetable is just the same. Actually, maybe you find a school, like I have friends there in Njoro. They have schools like Njoro Day. You find there is a class set aside for private candidates to sit during examination. The way the police stands for other students, they also the way they have the invigilators and they have the supervisors. the same. So age doesn't matter. And also I have younger people.
Okay.
You find maybe somebody was in Form 3. I had a case with a student who was given expulsion in Form 3. This young man, he was so much down, and there was no school because the parent gave up, and the parent is a friend. So I'm a counselor, just the way I've said. So when I was counseling the boy, he was in drugs and all those things. I talked to him, and he agreed to go back to classes. That is, I can say that is the youngest person I've ever had, because he had just a normal age like others were in school, and he was so much free to learn with these people with 45 years, 35, 50 years actually, even 55 years. I've ever had a student with 55 years. So he was very much okay, and he performed so well. So you can see age bracket, no age bracket. Even if you did but now the problem comes with this CPE. They used to do a qualifying test. There is something called a qualifying test.
Okay.
For them to be able to appear in the current system, they must have that qualifying test, because CPE was before now the current 844 existed, and therefore getting them in the system is not easy, and they cannot be registered to sit for KCSE. So there is that qualifying test, but since now we are doing CBC, qualifying test they are not existing, because it was a normal exam just like KCPE. So age bracket for now it matters because qualifying test doesn't exist. Or rather, if it exists, we are still waiting for further, maybe further explanation from the government how we'll be dealing with such a group. So age doesn't matter. As long as you have KCPE certificate, we can register you.
You are doing a very wonderful job.
Thank you.
So what is the name of your school?
Bright Minds.
Bright Minds. So if a person wants to enroll in your school, what is the procedure? How do they go about it?
Because I'm dealing with delegate people, most of these people, they don't want people to know that they are learning by the way. And because they don't want, I don't expose them. That's why we have online classes. Because there are people who don't want to be the way they are in the society. People give them, they have a certain, we can call it where they are. They don't want people, maybe they are bosses, they are they have big businesses, or they are doing jobs in some big offices here in Kenya. They would not like anybody. Others are even pastors. Imagine, your pastor didn't go to school. People will start talking. People will start saying, you didn't go to school. How are you praying for us? And such things here, So most of them, they don't want to be exposed. Our classes are so private. Just the way we are saying private candidates. Our classes are so private. Only those who want to go to open classes, it is open for them. But private, we do online classes. They can reach me through my number.
All right. Kindly give us your number.
07 18 652 507. Yes.
Thank you so much. Our viewers, this is a very, very good opportunity for a person who dropped out of school. If a person did not manage to kwenda mpaka Form 4, he is giving a solution to that. Mr. Isaac, you are doing a very wonderful job.
All right.
So as we conclude, what are your last remarks?
All right. I can say this. I know most people, they say things are everything is scamming or scam. This is not a scam. You can search. There are many people who did maybe KCSE at their old age. There are others who did them, and these things are real. Just the way you see your children with the certificates, you can also have yours. You can keep yours, result slip and everything. You can sit for your exams. Now, there are these people, maybe you finished Form 4, you even go to college, because there is a day I had a college, a student who is done with the college, but they cannot express themselves in English. It's not a must that you go to school so that you can speak a fluent English. I even have a friend, I've dealt with people from different countries, like Ethiopia. I had students in Sudan. They don't know Kiswahili or English. So we start from zero. I have students from Somali. They start from zero. I know they are listening, and they know that's the truth that is there. So don't think that going to school qualifies you to speak good English, or rather express yourself with confidence. I also cater for that. Come, I've seen people, I've helped people through that. Maybe you find yourself talking to, you cannot talk before 100 people or 20 people. You only know how to talk to your family. I will guide you how you can have that correct articulation, how you can be able to speak fluent English, and also how you can express yourself before people without just sweating with no reason. You know, so you are also, it's not only for those people who didn't do KCSE, even those people who did it, those who are in college and they don't know how to express themselves. Again, I have these people. Maybe you did your KCSE, you failed maybe biology or any given subject, and the course that you wanna do, you cannot be able to do it with with maybe the D or the C minus or the C plus that you got. You can come, we do bridging also. Yeah. Any other thing, I think there is always next time. So people might have many questions. We will get them through the comment section. You can comment, you can ask personal questions through my number, I've given it out,
Yes.
or through Kate. It will reach me. And remember, your problem will be catered for.
Your problem will be catered for. Also, Mr. Isaac, do you give a solution to those people who are in business?
All right. Those people who are in business, remember, having a business is not an easy thing. You start a business, you find yourself, the business is just ending like that. You need education under business. Maybe you are agriculture student, there are things you didn't learn. Come. I will also guide you through business, how you can be able to maintain your business, how you can be doing. Remember, a good business have got some record keeping, good filing, and all those things. Come, I'll also guide you and help you through the help and the grace from God. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You are providing solutions to the problems that are in the society.
Definitely.
So thank you so much for coming and telling us about what you do. So one of the things that I've really gotten from our conversation is that education is still a very important key to success. And that is it for today. Until next time, bye-bye.